at my desk, right? Because I just hooked it up like in August when I moved in, and I just like left it like that. But now I got both my monitors floating.
Sorcery.
The only thing, my monitor sits higher now, right? So my camera was just like looking at my forehead.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I was like, I could just boost up my chair today, but I was like,
that's what I do.
I just went.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the weekly Check-in. Oscar's about to show us something.
He's finally showing us.
He's loading.
What's up?
So Skype's enough one to see.
Yeah, got the cruise going on.
Bro, it came up and I was like, what's different? I was like,
wow. What's new?
Because I thought it blurred like the little like eyebrow.
No, you gotta put the hood on, bro. Can it fit?
Yeah, put it on.
The hair.
Oscar's going
off to the headset.
Oh, Oscar's going. Oscar's.
That's why I wanted to like put it off to like the side, so you can like tell.
Alright.
See, we got like little fur stuff on like the sleeves.
Dang, we should have made this a festive podcast.
I'm just saying, it's the one before Christmas.
True. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Weekly Check-In. My name is Malcolm.
I'm Oscar.
And I'm Andy.
And I believe this is our 5th episode. We're halfway to 10.
He's very good at counting.
That's what my mom says.
We're getting there.
How are y'all doing?
What kind of matching? I have some green going on. I'll let Oscar go first. I interrupted him last time.
I'm doing good. I feel like this week, nothing much happened for like the first half of the week, and then work started kicking my ass for this later half, and then after that, it's just like I'm happy that it's the weekend, even though I work this weekend, so it's like
doesn't matter.
Whatever happens. Yeah. It's all the same.
Andy,
I've been thinking. This week was just like, it feels like a bit mediocre. I don't know. Like I felt like a lot was going on, but at the same time, I just didn't really care.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, it's just like, eh.
I'm a combination of both.
Towards work.
Yeah.
Huh? Work?
Yeah, I was saying that was kind of my attitude just towards work. But things are happening. Fuck it.
Yeah. Seriously. It's a combination of both. I feel like everything's like before the holidays, so it's like just like people are trying to get all their work done.
Presents.
So like they go into the New Year's without any work. They're trying to get presents done. It's just like insane.
I haven't been out much, so I haven't really seen it. I interrupted you again.
It just happens. We always have a thought at the same time. I was just gonna say, because it's like, for me at least, like I have like 2 other coworkers. They don't do the work, bro. They just don't do the work, so then I'm forced to do it. And they're like, bro, I don't want to do this anymore.
They don't do the work, or they just don't do it as fast, or both.
No, they just don't do the work because it's like we don't necessarily. Some things are like individual, like we'll have like our own things to do
for sure,
and then there's some things that we share like as a team.
Yeah.
But it's like when I know I'm busy doing my own individual stuff, and when I know he doesn't have anything else going on, and then there's like stuff that comes in for like the team to do, and he doesn't do them, I'm like, bro, I swear.
So
why haven't it being a team player out here?
Before I forget, if you guys are listening on Spotify, we do have a YouTube version where you can see our beautiful faces on YouTube. It's at the Weekly Check-In, but you can actually see what Oscar's wearing. I know in the beginning we're like, Oscar's wearing something. To explain, it's basically a onesie. But if you would like to know what onesie it is. If you would like to know what onesie it is, go on our YouTube and see what he's wearing. Now he's doing it 360. It's actually a half onesie, so the bottom part of him is naked. So if you would like to go see that on our YouTube,
I'm just Winnie the Poohing it
at Weekly Check-In.
$5 and he'll upload it.
Sorry, I'm getting a call. Our first guest, guys.
Oh my gosh, we got someone to call in. Oh my gosh. Who is it? His mom.
Hold on, it's Haley. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you're on our podcast. You're the first caller.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
bye.
fine, 'cause I actually have an
Thanks for
update
calling
about
in.
Please take it out.
What's the update?
Bye.
that. I said the update with that one is like she legit just texted me like a few minutes ago, saying how they're good to meet me the Sunday after Christmas, so on New Year's Day. Yeah.
Wow. Wait, what's
Wow.
what's her sign?
Huh?
What's her isn't it the year of the bunny or something like that? Rabbit? I know she's of I don't know how much you want to share, but I know she's of that culture.
I don't know her Chinese New Year animal, no.
What year is she born? I feel like we can look it up. Andy, can you?
2000.
2000?
Yeah.
Let me move my mic.
Oh, his thing is loud. I believe based off the year, you can tell. Wait,
Yeah.
what month though? What month? He may need the month.
Next month, January.
Okay. While he's checking that, I'm Ox. 1990 January.
Yeah, we're all gonna be ox. Yeah.
Yeah. No, wait. Then it's the same thing. Then she's Ox.
She's like 2000. We're 97.
Oh. Hold on, Andy's
Special ed.
Andy, take your time. You know. We may have to. At the rate of.
This would have been a very simple Google
That's
search.
what I'm saying. Why he's reading.
I'm reading.
Andy's on a research
Oh.
search engine.
I forgot. I switched to Edge, and
Oh.
You're
I
the dragon.
forgot that it searches
She's
in
a dragon.
Oh, she's a
Oh
dragon.
my god. Oh my god. She's a dragon.
That's funny.
Why?
So are you nervous?
It's like I was at first, but not as much anymore.
Oscar called me and he was like, you know what should I do or something like that, and I said, well, for starters, you shouldn't act like yourself. And he's like, that's what I
that's
said.
good.
Yeah.
I was like, that's exactly what I said. You don't want that. You don't want that in your home.
You don't want that heat. You don't want that.
You are Oscar, but
Huh?
sometimes it just needs to be paused.
Oh yeah.
It's just I gotta dial my own stuff. I could be a little too much.
You gotta slowly expose it.
Bro, you should go.
It's
You
like
should go on the
That's what I
first date
do
with
to
that.
my girlfriend. I slowly expose myself.
You should go on the date with that.
I'm not your
Outfit.
girlfriend, and you did the same thing.
I try to sit on your fucking desk and on your lap. What you talking about? I was very straightforward with you.
He was very straightforward with me.
How much water do you guys drink a day?
Shit ton.
I don't pay attention. I just refill it when I need to.
Mm.
Like one of these bottles, like maybe 5 to 6.
What's the milliliters on it? What does it say?
I have no idea. It doesn't. It
Should
doesn't
say
have the
on the bottom. It
stamp.
should say on the bottom.
It has to be like 36 or something, maybe.
That's like
32, 36.
20 something.
Is it 16? No. Oh,
It just looked like mine.
750.
I thought my camera was just closer.
Milliliters?
750 milliliters.
I don't know what the math is on that.
Google. I have to. Fuck.
I still have being open. I'm just like.
What do we want it in liters or cups or ounces,
We'll put, gallons.
bro?
Just put milliliters and gallons, bro. It's not. Google will do it for you.
We're not gonna. We're not gonna.
So that's just gonna be like 0.19 gallons.
Okay, go in ounces.
What's the end goal?
I have no idea. 25 ounces.
Okay.
So multiply that by like 6.
Why?
Then you have a number.
Oh,
Because that's how many I drink a day.
I have no idea what that is. Anyways, have you guys seen the new Insta update?
I don't use Instagram.
Huh?
Yeah, and
Oh,
you
and
don't
yeah.
even have Instagram
Yeah.
installed.
True. If you guys follow
I don't
Oscar,
even understand it though.
if you guys follow Oscar and I on social media, I usually tag Oscar and I usually tag my second account, and people are were like, why don't you tag Andy? I was like, well, Andy doesn't really use Instagram, so.
I mean, I'm using my phone as my camera right now, but
Right,
as soon
right.
as this podcast ends, I'm
Right.
gonna install Instagram,
For sure.
and I'm gonna interact with everything.
No doubt.
It's just
You're
weird when I have
doubting
more
me.
followers than you guys.
Yeah, I started losing a lot last time I checked.
Because I was like,
But,
essentially,
it makes
like
sense.
a good chunk of like your guys' followers is what I would also have as like my followers. But then you guys have like some that aren't mutual.
For sure. I mean, we have a lot of. We went to the same school, so obviously we'll have like mutual people following. But the update, you go to your stories, and it's like Twitter. Or
I don't
like,
like that.
yeah, I don't. It's so weird. Like, why? Like,
I didn't even see
What
that
are they
through
trying to
stories
do?
though. I would go to my DMs and I just see like everyone like having like captions in their thing. And,
yeah.
Like,
So basically, you go to your
shit.
DMs, and it's just like you get to write like almost like a bio, right? You get like, if you go to someone's profile, it has their name. Well, it has their picture, it has their name, and then it has like a bio, like live, laugh, love, whatever. And usually have like the basic Christian. I'm not. Well, never mind. I'm gonna like the basic people who are like Proverbs 4:15, like the
Okay,
bio
yeah.
stuff. But now you can do that on your DM.
Yeah, I'm disgusted.
It's weird.
It makes it too clunky. I'm like, I don't even talk to these people like that.
Well, it's so cluttered too.
Hmm?
Like it's so cluttered. It's just like the same format as stories, but when you go to your, it's just you like scroll and you scroll. If you have like multiple, if you follow multiple people, you have like 200 notes just there. But
I'm just like not a fan.
but I do get it if you are trying to be creative. Like I have thought about, like putting my website or hey, if you want to work together, reach out to me, and that's like a great way of doing it.
That
But
makes
for
sense.
but for anything else, I couldn't imagine them doing that for something else, just like to be Twitter or whatever.
Like if I wanted to like send out like a random thought or idea, that's on Twitter.
Yeah. Do you think that there's
No.
ever going to be a time where everything's going to be in one app? Because I feel like that's what people are trying to do. Like YouTube now has YouTube Shorts because they have stories. They're trying to look like Instagram. It's kind of like infusion so that
I'm
people.
trying to be like TikTok.
Yeah,
They're
so
trying to do
people
it,
who's.
but like, it's just
No,
not working.
I'm saying you
I
have.
haven't seen any.
Yeah, Andy.
Oh, okay. I just, well, like maybe like in the distant future, but like right now with the current social platforms that exist right now, it's just they just implement it very,
I think they do it
It's like-
poorly.
yeah, very half-assed. Like, how I actually liked Twitter Fleets.
I did.
You didn't. A lot of people didn't, but when it left, people were like, "We kind of miss it." But at the same time, like that's like the one time I was like, "There's no. They should just focus on what they have right now."
I'm like every. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was like, if I don't say it, it's just gonna flee from my brain. But I feel like all these apps came out with like their own. I feel like all these apps came out like with their own thing, and it's like they're seeing like these other booming like apps are like popping off. They're like, yo, how can we like stay relevant to keep up with them? And they're trying to like adopt their own version of whatever they're doing. And I'm like, everyone came to your app for a specific reason. Don't stray from that. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, every app is like their own bin. So it's like if you wanted to do this, you go here. We'll do this. Go there. Don't try and mesh everything together.
That's
Well-
why I stopped using Instagram.
Yeah. Well,
Because like
Instagram.
now it's like a marketplace.
Yeah.
Like a mix of things. It's
So
like,
this
just
this
mushy.
makes sense though, because Instagram is owned by Facebook. Facebook
Mhm.
has a
And they do the same
marketplace, so I can see why they have that marketplace there, and like maybe the stories, but I think it's merging in because now, I mean, remember IGTV? Like they could have expanded that that launch where Instagram was looking like YouTube with IGTV, and it's basically like YouTube. You can just like upload
But
any amount of time.
Was that like a feature for like to be like a TikTok thing or to be
No,
like
long
YouTube?
form, because you like Instagram usually had
Oh.
15-second stories, and you have 1 minute for reel. Now you have like unlimited for
Like full on.
Yeah, yeah. But I think
But is
now,
it like square?
no, it's you click on it, it's like YouTube. You get to like,
Oh, and then
Yeah.
Okay.
um, and they're also now doing like subscription based posts. Like if you subscribe and pay for that person's post, then you get like exclusive content, kind of like Patreon or and stuff like
Patreon, OnlyFans.
I don't know if you go that far, but like they have
No,
like
it's literally like the same thing.
subscription based
Revamping
stuff.
my profile.
Yeah, it's like I think Instagram is starting to try to incorporate like it's one-stop shop app, which I think they can do because I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are gonna try to market themselves in
Or like,
Facebook.
If I just go a little bit and then it immediately does it's been a minute. But they like stop showing pictures of like people you follow, right? To show recommended.
Yeah,
They show recommended. They show ads out the ass.
Yeah. I just like it's just one of the tipping points whenever I try it that I'm just like I'm not
I was like Instagram had like botched their algorithm with how they gave you content, and I was like, my opinion was like, essentially when Facebook bought Instagram like eons ago, I feel like that's when Instagram just like started going down. In my opinion.
Yeah.
accurate.
but then it went down for normal users, but it went up for people. I hate this word, but who are social influencers.
Influencers. Okay, yeah. I can see it being popular for influencers.
For
Like,
sure,
people
'cause
just
it's
wanna
a-
see the day in the life of other people very quickly.
Yeah, and it was a way to be kind of like TikTok, right? Where you have a very specific, like influence content, like whether it's health, whether it's tips and tricks in the kitchen, whether it's fashion. You use the TikTok algorithm of using sound that's trending, and you put that with your custom content. Combine that, now you ship it out to the world, and people are now viewing your content. They can like buy your stuff, you can buy your merch, they can look at your YouTube, they can do like different other stuff. So I think for a creative sense the algorithm worked perfectly, but for a normal use sense it's like so cluttery. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try it again. But like,
He's like, I'll try it again, but I'm not gonna be happy about doing it.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be happy with that.
Does it kind of stress you out, the layout? Not really.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah, I have nothing to go off by.
He's not using it, so I was like, oh shit. I guess that is kind of like darkened towards me. Okay, so I'm like on Instagram like right now. So I'm like, you got your homepage. It constantly like changes each time. You open it up with like the new posts that are like suggested. I mean, like the homepage, that's still fine. The search works perfectly fine. Now like the middle button's like Reels and shit, like Instagram Reels or something.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like it's just like recycled content from like other apps though. Like that's my
for sure,
thing with it.
100%. Yeah, it's
Because,
recycled
like,
apps from YouTube,
But like,
Facebook,
Yeah.
and TikTok.
yeah, because I'm like, you see all that stuff on the original app first, and then you see it on like Instagram. So I'm like, whenever someone sends me like a meme through Instagram, I'm like, bro, I already saw this like a week ago on like Twitter or TikTok. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm like, Instagram's like bottom tier.
Yeah, on Twitter I'll see TikToks, and on TikTok I'll see Twitter posts.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And on
I was like,
Instagram,
where
you see
watch
TikTok
some
posts.
guy on TikTok talk about popping tweets. I'm like, I've seen these already, but just to watch his reactions, it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Again,
I hate
good
the
for
ones where
people
they
who are
just
creative.
point at the post. I'm just like, why are you just pointing?
Or they have like the
Yeah.
green screen, and they're like,
Yeah, the green screen effect.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so much.
that's funny.
I digress.
Yeah.
So the holidays are coming up, more specifically New Year's. 2 questions, or I kind of want to talk about, not questions, just an open conversation. Like,
Wait, hold on. But before you get into both me and Issy looked at you like, New Year's? Really? That's the one to go with?
That's the highlight.
well, like, what I really want to talk about is just expectations, right?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it's kind of an open conversation, but basically because I want to talk about expectations, I'm like, okay, how can we loop it into this podcast and like what's relevant. I feel like a lot of people coming into the new year's set expectations for the year. That's why like when you go to the gym, it's suddenly like every machine is packed because people are now expecting themselves to be healthier, to complete their goals of looking fit or being fit or eating healthier or something like that. Or like that's why you see a lot of people sometimes like an uptake in therapy because their expectations to do mental health, or they start doing spring cleaning because their expectations to be like a minimalist. So basically, I'm using New Year's as, do you guys, what are your thoughts on about like setting expectations for the year, or do you guys feel like you're have the external pressure of creating an expectation, just because I feel like now in this world, this is getting like really deep, but now in this world, like you're either you believe in number one or you believe in number two. Do you know what I mean? Like whether politics or opinions and stuff like that. Are you guys feeling that pressure, or you know, coming into the
Like-
new year, or just in general?
Pressure to like set a goal or like.
Yeah, or just to do something. Like I feel like before
Mhm.
2020, granted that we were obviously younger and we were students, but it was okay not knowing what you want to do. Right? You're like, hey, what do you
Yeah.
want to do? Like, well, I don't know. I like this IT thing. I like this film thing. Not sure what I want to do. But 2 years later, people are like, what do you mean you don't know what to do? Like, you should. There's like a hard opinion about life. So I'm feeling that pressure of everyone having expectations of what I should be.
Mhm.
And I have my own expectations of what I should be and how I should act. Sometimes that conflicts with other people, but coming into the new year, do you feel an extra stress of expectation?
I feel it in the back of my mind, but like I've been trying to not let it like run me over in a like mentally kind of way, because I'll drain myself out and then I won't do anything.
Yeah.
Like mentally, because like that mental fatigue, like because I've always been overthinking for like everything, and so it can easily. I know myself well to know that it'll easily like crush me for like the year, and then it'll be a cycle of like, oh, okay, a new year, and then same pressure, crash again.
Yeah.
And so like these past few years, I've been kind of just looking for a balance
Hmm.
of like goals I should set for myself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
While I'm still trying to move forward and find something that I do want to do, like for the rest of my life, I'm not happy where I am, but like at the same time, and it does like get to me a lot of the time. I there's like that 1 5 minute window of like relief where I'm just like, I'll get there. I just have to be patient. But like as for specific goals, like to get to, is I was just like trying to figure it out. So, but I don't feel like I should rush into it, because like then I'll just get into something that I don't like at all, and then it'll just be like the same thing. If that makes sense.
No, yeah, I think that for sure. Like, I feel kind of the same way. Like, I moved out to, as you guys know, like I moved out to Colorado, and Oscar probably knows this better, but like I always wanted to move out here, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna leave Virginia when I finish school, and I didn't come to Denver I didn't come to Denver first. I went to I had 2 other freelance jobs in 2 other states. Granted that I don't regret accepting those jobs. When I got here, I fulfilled that expectation. Like I was expected personally to move out to Colorado. Every one of my people that knew me was like expecting me not to live in Virginia. But now I'm left. I got here and I was like, what now? Like, what do I do? And I know I have to try.
That's
You have to
fair.
like try different things and try different avenues. But I put so much pressure, and I said to other people, "Hey, I'm moving to Colorado," and I set that expectation. And in my head, I'm like, well, now I have to fill it because I can't let these people that I told down, or I can't let myself down. So when I got here, kind of like what you're saying, you're like, shoot, now I have to figure out other ideas. I know I'm gonna make it, but the anxiety and the pressure of external, like what now other people think you should do, and like what you should think you should do, and what your like peers are doing, and you're trying to follow them and try to fit in. It's crazy.
Yeah, figuring that out is like I'm still figuring it out. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what's next.
I don't know.
How about yourself, Oscar?
I feel like I've been in like a different kind of boat than the rest of everyone else, kind of, because like back when I was in school, I don't feel like I necessarily had like the stress of it all in a way, because it's like I was already in a job that was like related to what I went to school for, so I didn't have like that much of like any kind of pressure.
Yeah.
And then after like maybe like another year or so in that job, I was just like I wasn't liking it, or no, it's not that I wasn't liking it, but it's like my pay wasn't like equivalent to like what I needed or what I deserved. So then that's when I went out looking for a new job. Then that's when I got this one, and like I feel like I'm in a good spot now. So work wise, in a sense, I don't feel any pressure because I feel like I've achieved what I wanted, even though there still is more that I do want to do. So that's where it's like you could say I have like pressure for. It's like continue to learn and
You
get
want to
like
climb that path, like or like walk the path. Like,
yeah, like because I was like there is like a like I had like defined goals that I wanted to do like related to work, and it's not even that I'm like lazy for like attempting it, but it's just like I was in school for like so long. I don't like want to go back to like
everything else.
Yeah, well, I don't want to skip out on everything else that life has to offer, because like I'm just enjoying life. I don't want to go back to like studying, stressing out for like passing something, because like a lot of things are like kind of like out of pocket, and then after I pass, then I get reimbursed. But that in itself is like its own little stress, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would say still for like the most part, I don't necessarily think I'm like pressured in any sense. Like it's like I can be, but I guess I'm like refusing to be stressed because I'm like I just don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
You're like I'm in a good place right now. I'll get there when I know I'm ready for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm like pacing myself because it was like I was at like a burning out kind of moment, like
yes,
maybe 2 years ago or something, and then like last year I was just like depressed. And then this year I was like finally getting in like a better sense, but then I ran into like actual like health problems, so then I was like, fuck. So it's just like little things, you know, you go for it, you get a few steps back, try and go for it again. So it's like I'm just trying to make sure I'm personally in like a good spot before I fully start trying to like progress in like something else. Because also like just started like a new relationship, so I'm like, I've got to build that up.
Yeah.
So it's like doctoring.
It'd be difficult to like try to establish a relationship and also
like start studying at the same time. Like,
ladder,
just like, hey, no, don't bother me. I'm studying. This is important.
Working,
I thought I was. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's so much to juggle all at once. So, yeah, it's a weird balancing act. And I still haven't even found like the balance for it. So I guess you could say there's stress, but taking it casually.
Yeah, I feel like the past 2 years, especially coming out of not coming out, I guess, but like the pandemic has really like added a lot of reflection for people to whether or not I need to change something in my life or to be like, no, I'm okay. It's just weird. Like I know some people that are like, who are like, no, I need to change my job. I need to work from home. And then now they're living out of a van traveling the world. I know people are like, we need to settle down. We need to buy a house. We can't go anywhere. I need to figure out like, what do I need to do? I think like collectively as like as a human being, like everyone's like very, feels more pressure than I feel like they should, especially now. Like whether or not it's like pressure to find yourself, like kind of like Oscar's like, I just need to like enjoy, like pressure of being bad, or like Andy and I are feeling pressure of just like trying to find our place and like what we need to do. Yeah, I just think that's interesting to, because I feel that like I'm going like work or I'm like out and about and people are either like rushing to get somewhere, or like super stressed out, or they are just like very in their own bubble, and you can like the self-awareness isn't there. So like I can definitely more and more I see it in public that people are like just stressed out in general, and that could just be the holidays, but
Could be. I'm also not out in public as much, so I
yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
So I can't tell for myself.
Because like that sort of like leads into like a question that I ended up having for you guys. I was like, so like when you get stressed and like you're just feeling like you're like getting like hit by life, like how do you deal with that? Like how would you say you deal with like your emotions and things?
Good question. You want me to go first? Okay.
I mean, I can start us off if you guys need like a little bit of
No,
time.
no. I think the way I deal with it is like first and foremost, I know that I have gotten through relatively the same thing. And I'm like, I always say hindsight. I'm like, hindsight and faith is like kind of what I tell myself to answer your question. I usually say like hindsight and faith. So I'm like, okay, I know that I am going to be okay because I have faith in God, right? And I know that I have gotten through other things, although this one's different. But like in hindsight, if I look back in my life, there's plenty of like struggles, plenty of hills you can like feel like you're gonna die on, plenty of failures. But I've gotten to this point in my life. I haven't died. I haven't like gone homeless. I haven't lost all my support. I haven't like gone crazy, or like I haven't needed to seek medical help. I'm like, okay, like now I know I have the tools. I just need to just live through life and make decisions step by step, and eventually hope that the decisions I'm making collectively gets me out of a hole or gets me out of the problem. Um, so I kind of like keep that in mind throughout the stressful times. But yeah, it's usually just like taking care of yourself. We need to take care of yourself. Go to the gym, be healthy, and just like have faith that you have all the tools in your head to kind of deal with your problems.
Like I was gonna say, like for me, when I like find myself in like in one of like those kind of like moments, I'm like, for the most part, I'm like, it's like a day to day kind of thing. I was like, get through the day. Tomorrow's gonna be a new one. Get to reset. So
Yeah.
all the bad things that happen today won't be there. Well, it may still be there, but
Yeah.
it's just like you can attack it with a new and fresh mindset like the next day. So I'm like, things will always like eventually get better. Just like life is like a wave. Like you have your ups, your downs, your middles. Um, but yeah, it's like also just like you have friends and families to like to support. Makes like I think that makes like a huge difference.
Yeah.
But then also like what you said, like working out, making sure like you're physically and trying. Like I feel like whenever you like get yourself like physically healthy, like that helps out your mental so much.
For sure.
That's why I always like to like try and go to the gym when I can, because I was always like when I look good, I like feel good. So, but yeah, I was like for the most part that I try and just like stay like level headed, knowing that things will eventually like go in my favor.
Yeah. And he's like,
Just
I,
awesome.
Negative.
and he's like, I usually just go to the corner in a fetal position and cry it out.
Well, I also listen to like a lot of like sad boy music too, and like eat comforting foods.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I take it day by day, like Oscar, but like, I think my outlook has just always been very pessimistic,
Yeah.
I guess, and so it's been an issue. Like, it's easy for me to be optimistic about things, but like, when you're trying to balance your mental health and like you have like a history of like easily going down, like it's just like easy to get to switch it up and be pessimistic in like 5 seconds. So I've just been like balancing that out for so long.
But honestly, like,
Maybe I'll figure it out sometime.
this is like a men's health thing where it's it's frowned upon for men to be pessimistic, kind of like how Andy is going to deal with it. Usually it's just like, no, you just got to tough it out. You got to be happy. You're a man. You got to be strong. But I kind of respect the fact that Andy like goes through that, like just feels what is his body feels, right? Like that's part of a thing I'm going through where I was usually like, no, you have to put on a face. You got to be happy. You can't be stressed out. You have the expectation, like to your friends. You guys like I'm gonna ask you this, but I feel like in my friend group, I was always the one who knew what he was gonna do, who always worked extremely hard, who always had a brave face, and like never like really tried not to show like a chink in his armor. Kind of put like a face of, I don't know if you guys agree. Like, was I that type of person in our friend group or like several friend groups?
I'll say so, yeah.
But
I'd say so.
more recently, I realized like that's unhealthy for me to just pretend like I didn't have those feelings. So now like I'm like, no, it's okay to like sit in a fetal position in the corner of a room and just be like stressed out and overwhelmed and kind of like throw your hands in the air and be like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I feeling all this? And so I totally respect that. Like sometimes you just have to think negatively, but I do believe that you eventually you gotta like be like, okay, what do I need
You
to
have
do?
to pick yourself
Yeah,
up.
how do I take care of myself so I start like changing my mindset and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Because like for so long I was like, well, like being introverted and like trying to be more outgoing and stuff like that has been a challenge, right? But like it's a lot easier with it's not easier in a good way, it's easier in a bad way because like I can live in that moment, but like inside I'm already like thinking about like things I have to do like
Oh,
to do
100%.
again.
Yeah.
But like yeah, and like things that stress you out and things that are just gonna mess you up and like keep you up at night and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's already going in my mind.
Right.
Um,
And it's a
and
fine
then,
balance, right? Like respecting yourself enough to feel it, but also respecting yourself to realize that, okay, I'll give you this, I'll have you feel this, I'll have you stress out, I'll have you have that anxiety attack, but like now what's our rebuilding phase? Like yeah, we got that over.
and like right now,
yeah, go ahead.
like right now, like I have that like cycle, and like I'm not doing the progress that I want to be doing.
Yeah.
Like moving at the pace I want to, but like it's like 1% each time that I move forward. So like eventually it'll add up and maybe hopefully start getting faster. But like I just have to remind myself that progress is progress. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying, right? Like, or even Oscar was saying, you take it day by day, and sooner or later, those day by day turns into month by month, year by year. And if you're doing it day by day and you're accomplishing what you need to do, you're gonna reach your goal if you take one step at a time.
And like another thing that did help me when I was like going through like the most was really just like having maybe like 2 to 3 friends where you can like truly be like vulnerable with.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like really express how you're feeling at like those kind of times, because it's like it's hard to like, I feel like for guys at least, it's hard for us to like really understand like our emotions and how we're feeling. So if you can like actively go through it and talk about it with somebody, that can like actually help and like hear you out and maybe like guide you through it, I feel like that's like so beneficial.
Yeah, because like usually I'll just handle it by myself. But like there's times where I do know like there's something I need to like actually talk it out with, like have someone to talk it out with. But like most of the time it's just like I get stuck in my head, so I don't really know the actual issue, and so I'll either just like live through it until like it finally just fades away, or I'll just have like sometimes just someone being there just helps a little bit. But I think that'd be like something I need to like go to a therapist for, or like maybe psychologist, because they could be like a chemical imbalance or something, but I can't self-diagnose myself.
Right. That's so crazy too, like how sometimes it is like either like an estrogen or testosterone imbalance is like really throwing off your whole entire like,
because I can stress myself out. Like I got like a patch of white hair like right here.
Oh wow, yeah.
Right there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that like after graduation. Just like the idea that I have to step up now and like it's just overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I have nice, beautiful long hair, so it kind of covers it up.
No, because like also this week I was like starting to I was trying to like start taking like another step to, like towards adulting properly at least.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I feel like so far I've just been like winging it, right? And then I was like I feel like I want to like have like a little bit like more structure, especially because like I plan on moving next year, so I'm not gonna be in an apartment. Looking at maybe a townhouse.
In Colorado, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then
Like Andy, you can rent the closet.
gang, gang's over here. And like with that, I was like, yeah, I feel like I should like start budgeting or something, you know, so I can
Or
like
something,
have like
yeah.
a strong hand on like my finances, so I don't like stress out about that anymore.
For sure. And it's like, that's crazy.
I've slowly started doing that, right, over the years. But then, like, part of me also wants to, like, heal, like, my inner child that, like, never got, like, you know, got to, like, have, like, stuff and, like, do whatever you wanted to do.
The feeling of getting, like, cereal at the cereal aisle that you weren't allowed to as a kid.
That's amazing.
Like, the Cocoa Puffs or, like, the Cookie Crisps
Yeah.
or, like, where you're like, no, you can't have that. Have, like, the Cheerios or, like, Frosted Flakes. But you're like, nah, I'm going to pay for this Cookie Crisps. Yeah.
So, like, it's been fun, but, like, I know I have to, like, I've been good about, like, I'll, like, budget myself. Like, I'll give myself a little balance. I'll be like, all right, this is the time. This is, if I put into this is for me.
Right.
And then the rest is for bills and stuff like that. I have that automated, and so, like, I already have an idea of how much I have to pay at the end of the month. So it's been pretty good in that way. But, like, I think adulting-wise, I've been just getting used to it. Like, it's just, like, natural. Like, just don't mess up.
Well, yeah, it's literally like just don't mess up. Like, don't
Yeah.
do anything, you know, get put in jail or die or just.
Yeah. And, like, life happens, right? So, like, you can have, like, an outrageous expense out of nowhere.
Happens monthly almost now.
Like Oscar, like, with his car issue not too long ago. But, I don't know, like, I don't know how to, I don't know how to put it into words.
I don't know how to fix it, but I also don't know, like, how to.
Well, like, I think, I don't know, I feel like, if something happens, right, I feel comfortable in my savings.
Oh, for sure.
Or if it's something financial, I'll be comfortable.
Yeah.
If it's something where, like, I need, like, support of family and friends, I feel like I have that.
Right.
As well. I don't know. But, like...
Not to jump topics.
It's just, like, yeah, I think, like, my main issue that I only worry about is just, like, my mental health, because it's, like, something I've been struggling since, like, middle school.
Yeah.
And so it just feels like that big tower. So, like, everything else just seems like a lot smaller in comparison.
Well,
not to make it too depressing.
I mean, the best of the best even says it, right? Like, I remember watching an interview with Floyd Mayweather, and he was talking about physicality as in, like, running or, like, whatever. But he's like, what would he say? If you are not healthy, then, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but the idea is if you are not healthy, you cannot do anything. You cannot be 50-0. Yeah. You cannot be Michael Phelps. You cannot be...
Tiger Woods, LeBron.
Yeah, and, like, all these athletes who were pushing it to the limit and pretending they were okay end up going to therapy or end up going to rehab and stuff like that, because eventually, like, you break.
I feel like Simone Biles would be a great example.
Oh, 100%. Well, what did she get again?
Well, she's a gymnast.
Well,
but, at the Olympics, she had to bow out because she was like, it was too much.
Yeah, she had a condition though that's like they can't. But yeah, like, if your mind isn't right, then you can't do what you want to do, and I totally believe that. Like, imagine if Mayweather one night, like, is fighting. I think the biggest almost loss he had was when he was fighting Sugar Ray, right? Imagine like when at that round when he almost got knocked out, he wasn't in the right mental space and he just like quit, and then like he was just like, man, So yeah, I totally believe that.
I haven't tested that theory because I don't know what I want to do either.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the biggest gatekeeper of like things in life for like some people's like just the general
like
thing of not knowing where.
Like I know
You
my
wanna
mind
go.
isn't healthy, but I don't know what my goal is either. If I were to have like a better balance of healthy mind,
Yeah.
maybe once I have a healthy mind, I'll know. But I just there's nothing has called to me that I've tried. I like to dabble in a lot of stuff, but like my ADHD, I'll I'll lose interest fast. But I have been better with my attention span. I feel like.
I'm glad you've been getting better. Not being
I was gonna say-
surprised.
Oh, good.
Like, huh? Just I keep looking out to the side, I'm like, what's going on over here? Oh no, I'm on a podcast. There we go.
I do that, but like I guess like listening with headphones lets me actually like focus a bit.
Oh, for sure.
Mm.
The concentration. Well, y'all. First and foremost, thanks for sharing. Appreciate it.
But yeah, I feel like that could even go into like another episode. To be honest.
Yeah, we can do a part 2 if you want. Well, that's kind of like why. I mean, I was talking to Oscar about this earlier this week. I kind of like wanted. That's why we created this podcast and we named it Weekly Check-In, right? Like to kind of change the stigma of not only men talking about their feelings, not only but like people our age who are expected, going back to expectations, to have it easy, to always be happy, to this is gonna sound cliche, but to live life like live, laugh, love type thing, because
Yeah.
the elders
Have a house,
are
have a
like,
family.
oh, you guys are so young, you have nothing to worry about, or like you have the world is your oyster, and it's expected to us to always have it easy. Or like back in my day, it was so easy, blah 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 blah. And so I believe
It's
like
expensive now.
Bro,
everything's it
back in the
steamrolls.
day, you could pay for a house with a nickel.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, and that's kind of like I'm glad that we kind of talked about it, because that's kind of like why I wanted this podcast to be, to show other people like, hey, it's gonna be okay. You have several other people who are your age who are also men who are going through like really tough times, and it's actually
Yeah. By the way, we're all 25.
it's strong. It's actually stronger. Yeah, we're all 25. It's actually stronger for you to talk about your feelings and to be a man rather than like act like a man and pretend like you're okay when you're really not. So, yeah, maybe we'll go into part 2, listeners. If you guys want us to talk about that and stuff like that, definitely let us know. But before we end it on a more positive note, last episode we did pass 4th grade. Now I have a 5th grade questions. And Oscar, are you watching
That was 4th grade.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But this year I have 5th grade.
So we're skipping 4th grade.
Oh yeah, I guess we are. We are officially.
No.
Last episode we did
this
4th
is
grade, bro.
No, it's the 5th episode. But literally the last episode was how we passed the 3rd grade.
Well, okay, we're gonna skip 4th grade because we are so smart and go directly into 5th grade. But I want to call Oscar out though. Oscar, do you have a stream up right now?
Perhaps.
What stream do you have on?
Watching the Call of Duty stream.
This dude. This dude.
It's just like they see like the graphics change.
Nah.
Like always.
Wait, are they having like a free weekend?
Are they? I mean, you have the game. Oh no, you're talking about Malcolm.
I don't have the game. I don't know. Mr. Olympia's
So we can all suffer by holding hands.
Mr. Olympia's this weekend. I'm watching that.
Uh,
But anyways, okay. 5th grade. Math.
Oscar, answer the questions.
100
Oscar got this one.
144 divided by 12.
well, easy. Next.
Hey.
I was like, it's a number.
I know. Which explains why your body leans to one side when taking a sharp turn in your car? A. Inertia. B. Friction.
Nope.
C. Gravity.
Nope.
Or D. Centrifugal force.
Centrifugal force.
Inertia.
Inertia. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
of inertia.
So inertia
bro, I'm so pissed.
is external force pulling you,
Okay.
and
I think if you said external force, I would have. Yeah.
and
bro,
centrifugal
I'm so pissed because like in the
is
back of my mind, I was like, yo, I
interior.
feel like it could be inertia, but I was looking for centrifugal.
Yo, you know what's really funny?
Like I was thinking about like some kind of movement.
When I looked it up online, it was inertia, friction, gravity, or none of the above. I'm like, okay, this is a little
Oh,
easy.
you put that
And
in there.
I put
I hate
centrifugal
you.
force. All right, social studies.
I forgive you.
What was the time in history when many people didn't have jobs and the economy
Great Depression.
badly suffered?
Yep.
Great Depression.
Great Depression.
English, the most common letter.
Feel like we're in that right now.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, in my
We're
head.
kind of in there right now. The most common letter in the English language is A, B, E, C, F, or D, O. Let me know if you want me to repeat that.
Can you just say the letters?
Oh yeah. The most common letter in
messed me up.
the most common letter in the English language is A, E, F, or O. Oscar, put it down.
No.
I thought you were googling. My
oh,
bad.
sure.
My bad.
No, I'm gonna say E.
Okay.
I want to say E too.
It is E. It's
In my
12
head. Okay.
12,000 words have the letter E in it.
I want to say
Fucking
T,
go.
but like that's a word because I was thinking of the, and that's like one of the most used words, I think.
Anywho's. All right, Oscar, do you have to go?
Yeah.
All right. Oscar's going on a date. Wish him luck.
It's with my
Good
mom.
luck, Oscar.
Oh.
I hope she likes you.
Anywho's.
Oh, wait, what?
I hope she
With my
likes
mom.
you. Yeah, I hope she likes you.
Oh, I hope she likes you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My statement
Um,
stays.
Well, basically, thank you so much for watching, guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening. If you guys want to do a video version of our podcast, go on our YouTube at the Weekly Check-In. If you need us on the go, we do have a audio podcast on Spotify. And if there's different topics you want us to talk about, feel free to reach us at either our YouTube, Spotify, or even our Instagram. Our socials are linked below. We'd love to talk to you guys. And if you guys are feeling the same way, let us know. And if there's anything you guys are working through in your life, we would love to be your community. So if you want to be a part of our community, go ahead and follow us on our socials or our YouTube or even our Spotify. But till next time, thank you guys for watching or listening, and we'll see you next episode. Bye.